Hello, everybody, and welcome to Talking to Goats, the show where we delve into the lives of the best players in Geometry Dash. Today's guest comes from France. His hardest demon is Crimson Planet. His rank on Pointer Crate is 131. His best achievements include Crimson Planet Ragnarok and Kawareta, also completing Artificial Ascent on 60 Hz, as well as some very impressive runs on Crimson Planet on 60 Hz. He is age 20, and he has 1,670 YouTube subscribers. Today's guest is BlackMG. Welcome to the show, BlackMG.
Hi.
I really appreciate you being willing to join us today. You are one of the most mysterious members of the community. Not much is known about you for sure, so thank you for joining us. Also joining us today is Gabs, one of BlackMG's friends. He will be doing some translating between French and English for us, so welcome as well.
What's up?
How this works is I spin a wheel that has numbers 1 through 25, and whatever number it lands on, I read the question that corresponds to that number, and you have to answer a stupid question, pretty much. All right, let's spin the wheel. Here we go. All right, it lands on number 20. And now let me freaking pull up the thing. I'm glad we have an editor, oh my god. All right, number 20, here's a silly question. In one sentence, how would you sum up the internet?
Internet, c'est plus une source de divertissement, on va dire. Ouais, voilà, c'est ça, une source de divertissement.
Okay. Internet is more of a hobby to BlackMG.
Okay, good answer. All right, well, let's dive into some of the more serious questions then. Starting with the GD stuff. How did you come up with the name BlackMG?
Je voulais créer une chaîne YouTube et de base c'était.
So his name comes from there is this one singer, French singer, who's called Black M, who does like, I don't know, like I guess kind of pop songs or whatever, kind of a mainstream guy. And BlackMG figured a friend of his told him, why don't you call yourself BlackMG, because MG are his initials, and that's where it came from.
Oh wow, that is really cool. That's not what I expected as the answer to that. People have been wondering forever, like, what is BlackMG? What does the MG stand for? So with the MG are initials of a French singer called Black M, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Very cool. Do we know what those initials stand for?
First name is Mathieu, which I guess translates to like Matthew. He doesn't want to share his last name, which I get.
Oh, okay. All right, fair enough. Well, we know part of it. Why did you start playing GD, and how long have you been playing?
C'est Squeezie, c'est un gars qui avait. Enfin, bref, c'est un YouTube. Je sais pas s'il est connu autre part qu'en France, mais enfin, je suppose que si, vu son nombre d'abonnés. Mais en gros, c'est grâce à sa vidéo, il a sorti une vidéo de.
There's this one French YouTuber called Squeezie who made a video about Geometry Dash like 6-7 years ago, which got like almost 10 million views, and that's where he discovered the game in the first place. He played a little, then he uninstalled it, and then he came back to it later because he wanted to play with a friend, raise some levels, and that's when he got into it. So he's been playing for like 5 years.
Wow, so he's been around a long time, and he played on 60 Hz for a long time too. So I guess follow-up question: how long was he on 60 Hz before he finally made the shift over?
Okay, so he spent about 2 to 3 years on 60 Hz, during which he beat like Black Blizzard and stuff, and then he switched to 144 Hz on August 2018, which is like almost 3 years ago.
Oh, okay, so he's been experienced in 144 for sure. For some reason, I thought he had only recently switched off that, so I guess I was wrong. But I personally think being able to do something like Black Blizzard, and I saw he also did Artificial Ascent on 60 Hz is unbelievable. So in my opinion, even though he's 131 on Pointer Crate as opposed to like top 2 or something, doing those incredibly hard extreme demons on 60 Hz is ridiculous, and that's definitely worthy of one of the greatest of all time for sure.
Hey. Hi. Why am I out here? Quick interjection. Brendan doesn't speak French, so Gab's presence is necessary. However, it makes it so that...
What is your favorite 9 circles level if you have one?
His favorite 9 circles level on top of the top of his head is Battleship Vortex, but he's not sure because he doesn't have them all in his head, so he's not entirely sure.
No, understandable. I personally think Battleship Vortex is a great level, so I think that's a pretty solid answer for sure. If you remember, you may not remember, what was the first demon you ever beat? We'll say the first non-Rob Top demon that you ever beat.
He's not quite sure what the very first one was, but he thinks it might have been the Nightmare, and if not, then it's definitely one of the first 5 he did.
Yeah, for sure. A lot of people do the Nightmare first. I think it's interesting that some people don't remember that first non-Rob Top demon. Always remember mine, Platinum Adventure. So some people it sticks in their heads forever, and some people like doesn't really mean much to them. Depends on how.
Mine was fucking Infinite Circles.
Hey, that was my first easy. That was my first 9 circles level ever. I think that I beat. It's I don't like that level.
No, I don't like it either. I fucking hated that level.
Oh, for sure. Here's an interesting question. How many times have you considered quitting GD in your career?
He never really considered quitting the game. Sometimes he played a little less, sometimes a little more, but he never considered quitting the game altogether.
That's fair. Yes, yeah. It's good to hear that because a lot of people, even some of the best players in the game, go through stints where they just hate the game, but then they can't get away from it. Like Riot quit for like 2 years and then came back, and some people have that really tough emotional presence with the game, but to be able to kind of just always be happy with it for 6 years too, because that's quite a long time to be playing the game and not be like, I hate this, I'm done. So
yeah, absolutely. And it puts a lot of pressure on you sometimes. You just need to take a break sometimes.
Before you became as good as you are, because you're amazing at GD, BlackMG, who was your idol in GD? Who did you look up to? If anybody even, but who did you look up to as, wow, I want to be as good as that player one day?
He never really had any sources of inspiration. Sometimes he was impressed by some players doing some levels, like very impressive feats, but he was never like truly inspired by any big players. He pretty much did it all by himself.
Did it all on his own.
Yes.
If you had an hour left to play Geometry Dash, what level would you play for that hour? Meaning, you have an hour. After that hour, you can never play the game again. So what level would you choose for that final hour?
He said Black Blizzard because it's for nostalgic reasons.
Okay, no, that's fair, and that's a really good level. I personally think Black Blizzard is one of the more creative demons in the game, and that's gotta mean so much to be able to beat that on 60 hertz. I can't understand how that's possible. So, do you want to play above 144 hertz in the future, or are you just happy with that? Because obviously you could play 240, 360 even. So, is it something you want to upgrade to eventually? He
is intrigued by the prospect, I guess, of switching the higher refresh rate, but he's not sure he's going to do it because given that he hasn't been playing as much lately as he has before, like a few years back. Right. He's not sure that it would be a worthwhile investment. But he is interesting. He said he might at one point start using the bypass and just beat level with it.
Just beat level with it. I like that. It's funny how we phrase that. I'm intrigued by 240. But anyway, moving on. So, do you have any future GD goals? I guess this kind of goes with what you just said, because you said he hasn't been playing as much, but do you have any future GD goals, things you really want to accomplish?
So, he doesn't really have any goals right now. Sometimes he finds a level to play, and he tries to commit to it, but he doesn't always necessarily, care enough to commit to it entirely. He tried Zodiac a few weeks back, and he tried it, he played it quite a lot, and then I guess he got kind of bored with it, so he stopped, and now he's trying, I think he's trying Relevant right now, so I don't know, he might do it, he might not, I don't know, but it's one of the reasons why he's not committing himself to levels as much as he used to, is because he's just going outside a lot more than he used to, or at least he's just going outside a lot. He's got a lot to do outside.
Whoa, that's very
crazy. I know, it's a discovery. The outside world exists. But yeah, he's just been busy and just had better things to do, so he hasn't been playing as much.
All right. This is a good time to pause and let BlackMG know that Toka says hi, by the way.
Toka se dit bonjour, apparemment.
Ouais, il me dit toujours bonjour. Dis-lui de ma part d'aller niquer sa mère.
Okay, BlackMG says, tell him on his behalf to go fuck himself.
Okay, for sure. You heard it. You heard it here first, Toka. What are your thoughts on mobile players?
Okay, he says he doesn't give a shit about them. It's very impressive what they do, but he doesn't give a shit at all. So yeah, very impressive, but don't give a fuck.
Great answer. All right. How important do you think the mental game is in GD?
So I guess what he's trying to say is that skill it's what helps you, it's what makes you beat levels, right? Skills like being able to time shit correctly and just do the parts in a row. That's what skill helps with. And then the mentality is what helps you play the level enough to get to the point where you're capable of doing it and then persevering and actually completing the level. And I guess the mentality is a foundation on that just brings you to the completion. It's not just skill, you have to have both, and it takes a lot of commitment, a lot of perseverance, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right, so he's saying skill is necessary at first when you're learning a level, and when you're getting consistent, that's a requirement. If you have to have that level of skill, and then after that, when you're consistent, you know how to do the parts. Then the mental aspect comes in, where you have to be able to sit down and persevere, and plow through those late depths in the level, and the times where you're not really playing as well, and be able to persevere and stay with it through the end.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you think is the most epic and legendary demon in Geometry Dash? Just the one that, I guess the best way to put it, if you were someone doesn't know about GD and you wanted to show them, this is just the coolest thing ever in GD, what would that be? What would you show? What level would you show them?
Okay, so he said if he had to show a level to someone outside of the community to show what GD is all about, he would probably show something like Toxin Lab 3.
Wow,
because it's flashy and all, and you don't know what's going on, and you don't see the difficulty. And yeah, that's a choice. And honestly, I get it.
That's a really good. It's not an answer I was expecting, man. Like, that's a really good answer, though. Toxin Lab 3. All right, here we go. Next question. Is Excel a ginger?
J'ai pas écouté.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
I'll preface this by saying this was submitted by Toka. Is Excel a ginger?
Same thing as before. Same message to Toka.
just play the message from before, back earlier on.
Okay. BlackMG says, tell him on his behalf to go fuck himself.
Who is the worst player in GD, in your opinion? Also submitted by Toka.
Okay, he doesn't know.
All right, fair enough. Before we go on to the life-related questions, last one in the GD section. Can you say something inspirational for us, BlackMG?
Allez, Black.
Non, je dirais pas, c'est mort.
Non, un truc qui
je
inspire.
dirais pas. Ah, pas un truc qui inspire.
Non, si, un truc qui inspire. Je sais pas, tu dis un never give up, c'est bon, c'est plié. He said, be yourself. Honestly, he thinks that question is pretty lame.
Also submitted by Toka. All right, here we go to the life-related section. Okay, what is your favorite food, BlackMG?
Oh là, tacos. Tacos direct, je pense. Je sais pas comment ça se dit en anglais, mais c'est des tacos.
Taco.
Yeah, I heard tacos like many times. I'm assuming taco. I didn't know they had a lot of tacos in France.
Oh yeah, it's a big thing here. A meat tac. I guess just a tacos with meat. Honestly, I could not translate it all. Like, it's not. I don't know these terms in English.
Fair enough.
If they even exist at all.
All right. What is your favorite color?
Black. My favorite color is black.
Okay, there you go. All right, black then. I figured with a name like BlackMG, right? Do you have a favorite book or a TV show or movie that you just love?
So he likes Inception, but he said if he had to pick a favorite, it would probably be Harry Potter. All of them.
Yeah, no, that's a great answer. I love Harry Potter. I've seen through all the movie series. Who's your favorite character in Harry Potter?
Harry. He doesn't really know why. He just Harry because he's cool.
What are your, this is one of my personal favorites too, because this is really interesting always. What are your goals and plans for life? I mean, outside of GD, you know, I'm talking like next 10, 20 years, you're going to get a job and stuff like that, likely. What do you want to do with your life?
He doesn't really have any projects in the long term. All he knows is that whenever he does settle down, he wants a house with a gaming room. That's the only thing he knows for sure about his future.
Does he have
he's
any,
going to have a gaming room.
Intentions to go to like college or any like dream job, or just not yet?
Est-ce qu'il y a un boulot en particulier?
Non. J'ai même pas de boulot en particulier. Ce que je veux, moi, c'est les études, c'est trop casse-couille en fait. En fait.
So he's not really into like studies and college or whatever. He's more of someone that wants to work. He wants to work in something like logistical, I guess. He's not quite sure what exactly it'll be, but it's what he has in sight. And yeah, he wants to work. He's not interested in any studies. Fuck. Yeah, I got a text there. I'm sorry about that.
No, I get it. No, I think that's cool. Not everybody, definitely no requirement to go college or anything like that. So we know that you've actually been able to hang out with other good GD players like in real life, which is really cool that you have that opportunity. So can you tell us what that's like to be able to meet in person with other players who also play GD at a high level and hang out with them and things like that?
So I guess meeting up was kind of like just going out with like regular friends. I mean, except for the fact that you don't see them every day, which is obviously like you can't do that.
Right.
But it's like meeting up real friends, and I mean real life friends. And GD is not usually for him a big part of conversations like during meetups. Recently, last week, he met up with Donut and Exile. BlackMG and I have also met up like quite a few times in Paris. And yeah, I can confirm that GD is just not a big part of it. At first, it's a little awkward. The first time I met up with BlackMG and others, it was like a little bit awkward, obviously.
Yeah.
But you know, after a while, it's not really awkward anymore.
I just think that's so cool. I really think it's cool that GD is not a primary conversation, that you guys don't meet up in real life and then are like, oh my god, what do you think about Zodiac? You know, that would just be so weird.
Yeah.
If you had the same Discord conversation that you have in person, you know? And that kind of brings us back to the main point of this show as well, to kind of show that they have lives outside of GD. They're not always thinking about GD, and they're not always meeting up with other people and they're like, oh man, I got 50 on Crimson Planet. Do you have a girlfriend?
He doesn't.
All right. Ladies out there, BlackMG is open. All right.
Je suis pas sûr que tu vas aller rencontrer, mec.
I'm kidding. Okay. What hobbies do you have outside of GD?
I guess his main hobby right now is just going out with friends and drinking, having a beer, or just eating somewhere. Just hanging out with friends, I guess.
Oh yeah, that's a lot of fun. I could use a beer right now for sure. If you could be anything besides a human, what would you be?
He doesn't know. He feels like he's being interviewed for a job.
Fair enough. There is no job at the end of this, though, so don't get your hopes up. Do you ever accidentally use Geometry Dash slang in real life? Meaning, do you ever accidentally call something in real life free? Like, oh my god, that was free, even though, like, you know...
Oh, oui. No, yes. A lot of time.
Really?
Yes.
Do you have any, like, examples of times you've done that?
So, yeah, it does happen once in a while. And for instance, like when he has like an exam or something, like an assignment or whatever, and it's free, he just says like, oh yeah, this was free. I don't know if this is normal in America or in any English-speaking countries, with like, if you ever say like, oh yeah, this exam was fucking free. But in France, it's obviously not, because it's an English word, but sometimes it happens to him.
That's so funny. I love that's like a thing he says.
Yeah.
No, in America, free does not mean easy inherently. So it's not like not everyone's walking around saying that. I don't think I've ever accidentally say that either, but
do you think it would be understood by a regular human being outside if someone said like the word free in this sense?
Like if I said to someone that didn't really know me, but you know, I was talking about an exam and I was like, oh, this exam was free. I think at first they would look at me funny, like, are you like, something wrong with you? But then like if like that's all the information I gave them, they had to be like, oh, I wonder what he means by that. I think they like it would relatively quickly be like, okay, he probably means that. That's easy. I mean, like I feel like I've done that a couple times too. Like the GD slang just gets in there, or like when I talk about difficulty of something, sometimes I'm like, damn, that was so extreme. I mean, extreme demon.
Really?
Oh, that was silent. I don't think I've ever called anything silent except as a joke. But I
don't think I've ever used the word extreme for anything, even in GD. Like this level was extreme. I don't think I've ever said that.
Interesting. Final life-related question. Can you give us any words of wisdom about life? You've been alive for 20 years now. What wisdom can you shed upon us?
Tu es arrivé sur cette planète il y a 20 ans. Je suis sûr que de par ton expérience en tant qu'humain, en tant que personne, tu as beaucoup de choses à nous partager. Quelles sont tes paroles, quelles sont tes paroles de sagesse que tu peux transmettre pour aider les gens à avancer dans la vie et à... Là, j'ai vraiment dramatisé la question, mais c'est ça. Voilà.
Bourre-toi la gueule, c'est génial. Bourrez-vous tous la gueule. C'est le meilleur moment de votre vie avec vos potes. Faites-le pas tout seul parce que c'est débile, mais faites-le avec vos potes, c'est génial. Meilleure expérience sur Terre.
Get wasted, only with friends though.
That is a good words of
It's
wisdom.
it's very good advice. It's very good.
Great way to end that. So we're gonna end with a silly question. So back to the wheel we go. Here we go. Spin the wheel again. I wish you guys could see the wheel spinning, but it's spinning very beautifully.
Well, something is spinning. It's like the thing is just not loading on Discord.
That's right. All right, so we go with number 19 this time. Let's see what one that is. This is actually a fun one. What is the sexiest name and what is the least sexiest name, in your opinion?
Tells you to go suck his dick. I'm just translating here.
No, you're doing. He's like, no, I don't. I'm not answering that. All right, fair enough. So we have a couple questions to close out. First of all, I want to thank you, BlackMG, for being willing to come on and interview. A lot of people are so mystified by like you and your life and your name in Geometry Dash. So this is really cool to learn some things about you right now. But to end out, tell us, BlackMG, who in your opinion is the best GD player out there, the greatest of all time?
Pas sérieusement, j'aurais dit moi, mais sérieusement, Lucolizer. Tout simplement.
Okay. Jokingly, he would have said himself, and really, genuinely, he would have said Localizer.
Okay, interesting. Localizer. Shout out to Localizer then. Also, give us the name of one person that you would like to see on this show in the future.
Brian.
Brian.
You'd like to see Brian interviewed, yes.
Brian the Burger?
Yeah.
Okay. I was confused for a second. Right, Brian the Burger.
I second it.
All right, and to close out the show, we like to end with each person being interviewed to be able to end with their own little bit of style. So what song from Geometry Dash would you like us to play to end out the show? It can't be copyrighted. If it happens to be copyrighted, then we're just going to play like Back on Track or something like that.
Comme ça, planète. Ouais, Wonder Punch. Le moment de Jacob.
Hein?
Wonder Punch de X-Thriller, quoi.
Wonder Punch.
All right, Wonder Punch by X-Trawler to end out the show. Thank you again, BlackMG, from coming on. It's been a pleasure to be able to do this interview, and I'm glad that we could learn more about you. That's all for today, guys, and Talking to Goats, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.